Well, great pleasure for us to welcome Mohandas Pai now to Squirrels. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, Mohan.
Hi, Bhupen.
Let me first begin by asking you, 48 hours now since the budget was presented, there is this assertion which is doing the rounds that this is the most anti-middle class budget. Is this something you agree with?
Well, the optics are anti-middle class. I agree with it because there are many small things that they should have done better. It's like saying that I'm giving you something which is a favor to you, and the attitude of some of the bureaucrats who came and said, "We're not going to look at it. This is the way it is. Here it is." I mean, you see, in a democracy, the political executive have to listen to people and take decisions. It seems the bureaucrats in the finance ministry are talking down to people and taking decisions. They are not elected. They don't have the legitimacy to talk down to us. They have the obligation to explain, but not talk down. And you see the attitude of all of them from the finance ministry who came and gave TV interviews. It is patronizing. He's looking down on people. And even the finance minister is not being sympathetic to what people want. Now, what do the middle class want? Let me explain, Bhupen. The middle class is, first of all, very angry and upset this time. I've never seen them so angry and upset in the last 10 years. They always loved Prime Minister Modi. They like the NDA. They voted. But they've been suffering from high prices, which are not captured in the CPI. And what is that? High school fees. Check up the school fees, how much has gone up in 5 years. High college fees. Check up how much has gone up. Because government colleges don't work and high reservation is there. And the third thing is their EMI has gone up. Even though the amount may be the same, they've got to spend another 5-6 years to pay back their loans. And they're not seeing property prices go up at 12 to 16% like the income tax department is saying. I don't know. You ask any people, they will say it. It could be possible that land prices have gone up 12 to 16%, but people are buying more and more apartments today, right? The middle class is buying apartments. They're not buying plots to sell. And it's a problem. And then people saying, oh, it's going to soak the rich, this and that. That's going against the aspiration of people. So sentiment is bad. And they said, we're giving you 17,500. They removed all the tax breaks, 17,500. You still have to file a return when you got 3 lakhs. Why not make it up to 5 lakhs, no tax and no returns? It removes a major headache for people because all your income is actually as it is captured in 26A. Even if you're 1 rupee above 5 lakhs, you still have to pay taxes.
But why this urgency to try and bolster more sources of revenue, Mohan? I couldn't understand if there was a problem in the economy. Over the last 3 years, we were told that GST collections are at their peak. We were told that revenues for the government are consistently rising. Should we actually be looking at this as some sign of panic? Do we really know the relevance of data which has been given to us over the last few years?
No, the health of the economy is very good. See, tax collections have gone to 11.8% of GDP from about 11% 4 years back. It'll probably be 12% of GDP. Income tax collections are going in 20%, 22% for the last 2 years, which is very good because of increased compliance, increased information availability. All your income details are captured, etc. And more people are paying income tax and more people are paying GST. Formalizations happen. And all of it is being paid by the middle class. And people are angry that agriculture sector does not pay tax. And everybody says, oh, where am I earning money in agricultural income? Why doesn't the government release to the people data? How many people have filed returns showing agricultural income? How much agricultural income has been disclosed on which tax has not been paid? How many people have declared agricultural income more than 10 lakhs? Now, if you got agricultural income more than 10 lakhs, why not pay tax? Right? Now, more than 3 lakhs, you pay tax. Agricultural income more than 10 lakhs. When you say agricultural income, is the net income after expenditure. It's quite possible only 5% of people in agriculture may have to pay tax. And if you look at taxpayers, they say only 2.5 crore or 2 crore people of the total population pay income tax.
But for the longest time, Mohan, we thought that Narendra Modi was the smartest person who would get the right feedback from the ground. Are you suggesting that today there is a problem when it comes to feedback which is being given from the ground, from his own bureaucrats?
I think, first of all, bureaucrats should meet the public much more. I remember, Bhupen, 2 times finance minister came with the revenues, with the secretaries to Bangalore and I spoke on income tax. First of all, they dismissed everything that we said out of hand. They spoke back to us. They did not write down anything. Even if good suggestions are made, it's very patronizing and humiliating the way they treat people. I mean, I met a bureaucrat for the last 30 years, but the last 5 years have not been good. I went and met the bureaucrats about angel tax, in Delhi because I had spoken to Mr. Nupendra Mishra, the principal secretary to PM, and he organized a meeting. They laughed at my face. Both the CBDT chairman then and the revenue secretary were laughing at my face. They're not going to do anything because they made up their mind. You see, let me tell you, the biggest challenge in our democracy is the political representatives, MPs, are not listening to their constituents. They must meet their constituents, listen to them, and treat them with greater respect. Greater respect does not mean sitting in meeting and nodding your head. They must treat you with respect, take your suggestion, and come back to you and say, why they're not considering your suggestion? They take feedback. We don't know what happens to it, whether they throw away the paper or what they do. When people come and meet a minister, they prepare for it. They got a problem. You got to talk to them and come back to them and say why it is not done. For example, there is this indexation problem. Indexation was a big thing for the middle class, which everybody liked. Now it is sentiment. It is not a theoretical framework, it's sentiment. Why can't you say all assets for which indexation benefits are there will be indexed up to April 1, 2024? That's very simple to do. The tax coming down from 20 to 12.5% is good for everybody. You know, the whole structure of capital gains has been simplified, which is very good. I think most people like it. But indexation, why didn't you just speak about that? No, we will not change. And what they have done, indexation value still remains in 2001, right? 2001. They should increase the base value every 10 years. They have not done it. Now, why can't you say indexation up to April 1? That will take care of everybody. Then they patronize and say, oh, we're losing 17,000 rupees. The 17,000 benefit is only for people who don't take all the tax breaks, maybe 50% of people, right? 17,000 after so many years is not too high.
In 2014, Mohan, one of the reasons why Narendra Modi became so strong and so politically powerful was because of the support he had from first-time voters. Do you think somewhere in 2024 this story is changing? Is it due to lack of communication? Somehow, that breath of fresh air that Narendra Modi represented earlier, that seems to now getting dissipated. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, the story is changing because they're not listening. They don't understand the pain of the middle class. For the last 10 years, middle class they paid the bulk of taxes. The life has not improved. Yes, there are more airport, more rich, but cities have become crowded. The commute in the cities has not improved. Metro systems are beyond schedule. The air is dirty. Water is inadequate. The roads are dirty. Cities are dirty. Law and order is not improved. I know these are all state subjects. But for us living in cities, the only redeeming factor is more investment in the cities. Now look at the investment. I told in the TV channel after the budget that, giving money to Andhra Pradesh and Bihar is okay. Bihar needs more money. All of us should get the poorest state in the country. That's fine. But why couldn't you have announced that they'll give something to Chennai, approve their new rail service, metro, and give them some money, give something to Bangalore, give something to Hyderabad, give something to Kerala. They said we're giving a 70,000 crore port to Maharashtra. Bombay has got something, give something to Hyderabad, etc. Because the southern states are very angry and upset that they're paying the bulk of taxes, they're getting very less. That anger is there. Now, Bhupen, one more political thing will come up. When the census is done, the southern state, because population or the share of national population is less, they will lose the percentage of seats in parliament. That's going to be a major political issue. You got to prepare the southern states. Now, the southern states feel that they've been treated very shabbily. You saw Siddaramaiah talking about it. You saw that Stalin said, I'm not going to Niti Aayog. You got to carry people along. And for that, while you blatantly try to please your allies in Bihar and AP, which is not bad, I think AP requires support, Bihar requires support. You should have done something for the rest of the South to say, look, we also care for you. I mean, why can't you allocate 50,000 crores more for the big cities of the South? The people are suffering, and these are huge taxpayers.
But this was a Prime Minister, Mohan, who was very quick on his feet. Look at what had happened during the farmers' protest. When he realized that the farmers' protest was beginning to impact him, he went back on his decision. Now, as the perception grows that this is a government which is dependent on Chandrababu Naidu or a Nitish Kumar, are you anticipating that things may actually only get worse from here on?
I think they lost their touch with the middle class, losing the touch with people, and they're not able to understand what is happening. And the tinge of arrogance, my way or the highway, has come. And it's very clear in the election results, right? What happened in UP? They shouldn't have lost UP. 33 seats losing in UP is disastrous because there was an internal conflict from whatever people tell us, right? Then they abused the RSS. They said, we don't need you, which is very wrong. because RSS for them, it brings people to the polling booth in the last one day. What matters is not the rhetoric and the meetings you have. Do people actually come and vote? To make people vote 2 or 3%, you go to the home and bring them, and the RSS is to do that, and you piss them off. And I think they become arrogant, they become insensitive, and this budget showed this insensitivity in many things. Look, when you give a budget, people will like some, people will dislike some. Listen to them. Tell them, look, we listen to you, we'll understand what you want, we'll try to see what can be done. That's all is required, and do the small thing. Indexation up to 1st April, very easy to do. You're not going to lose any money because individual tax collections are going up at 22-23%. That will satisfy people. And the next thing, is the 17,500. Make the tax slab up to 5 lakhs, no tax. You'll relieve 1 or 2 crore people are filing returns. They can't escape taxation because 26A, but they don't have to file returns, go through the rigmarole, all that hassle and tension. Forget it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. There are small things that have to be done. Listen to them.
You're the numbers guy, Mohan. If I was to ask you in conclusion to rate this budget on a scale of 10, what would your rating be?
India is doing very well. The country is in great shape. The budget is very good, barring this one. I'll still give 9.5.
Because still give 9.5. With all the problems, you still give 9.5.
Bhupen, let me tell you. Look, as an Indian and nationalist and a patriot, is very good for India. Okay? So I'll give 9.5 because I want my country to do well. All my life, I want my country to do well. Even if I get hurt, I want my country to do well. But the middle class person, listening to the voice of people who are under great stress, economic stress, I would say 6 out of 10 from the middle class point of view, because the middle class will look at what is the impact in them. They won't look, I'm spending 1 lakh crore for the roads, I'm doing this subsidy for gas. They don't look at that because they're not the beneficiaries, right? They're the major taxpayers. They will say, look, these are the 4 or 5 points that impact me and I don't like it, right? That is what it is. So I think people like me are very divided on this. From the national Indian point of view, as an Indian, 9.5 is a great budget, proper allocation, fiscal deficit come down to 4.9. They're not borrowing too much of money. The interest rates will come down. It takes time, etc.
But your suggestion is listen to the people. Your suggestion is start listening to the people.
Do the small things, because there are 2 big issues. One is this for taxation, indexation. Take it up to 1st April. Makes no difference. It makes people happy. Second thing is the tax slab. Make it up to 5 lakhs, no tax. Don't try to say 3 to 5, then I'll give some tax benefit. So up to 5, you don't pay tax. People don't understand that. You see, the finance minister is trying to be too clever in half to show people we're smarter than you. Okay? Don't be so smart. Make it simple. People like simple things. Then for southern states, give something for the southern state, for the big metro. Show that you care. I'll tell you, in Bangaloreans are upset. We gave 5 seats, MP seats to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In the MLA, we are given more seats to BJP. But today, our government in Vidhan Sabha is discriminating against Bangalore. They don't care about Bangalore. Because why they say you're not a supporters? What are we supposed to do? Now, we supported Narendra Modi in MP. We're all getting the short end of the stick. Our metro is 3 years late. New metro has to be approved, new lines. And then our state government is ignoring us. We don't care for you. You're not voted for us. They're taking the money, giving freebies to everybody else. There's no money put into Bangalore. And people like that, what are we supposed to do? See, this is politics. Politics means making sure that some needs of everybody is taken care of. You can't ignore a large number of people. Please remember, the middle class is going to be the largest voting bloc in 2029. Okay?
Right.
And in southern state, the middle class will be 50-60% of the population. Our finance minister is from Karnataka. She's our MP. Please listen to us. Finance ministers from here. Finance ministers always have a soft corner for the state or constituency they come from, right? Everybody does that, right?
Right.
So it's got nothing. Bangalore's got nothing. Not even a mention of Bangalore there. Our pain is there. At least show your sentiments that you care. See, democracy is all about showing you care. You listen to your constituents. You are their representative. That sadly seems to become less and less certain for the middle class of this country.
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Mohan, for joining us on Squirrels tonight. Great pleasure listening to you. Hopefully, all the feedback that you've given is feedback which will reach the right quarters as well.